Hey y'all, it's a podcast called Fresh.
It's M.A.P.
He gets it more than the rest of you. He's better at this than you.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Miles. I'm a Dez. Proud we're here. Back with a special, as Bane would say.
My ears are burning.
Hunkered in the bunker edition of a podcast called Fresh. With that said, no, Isla Powell just finished recording there, Hunkered in the Bunker. So I don't know when that's dropping, since I drop every other week. More than likely it'll drop before you hear this. So check that out. It's like a podcast or whatever. Tell them I sent you. So what's going on with y'all?
How you doing?
Of course, you know, with everybody here, we all nutting up about this whole coronavirus thing. You already know what it is. I'm not about to get into it. I don't know how I feel about it. It's a part of me that feels some kind of conspiracy in this or something, or more so of how the government's going to benefit from it. More of it's a conspiracy. At this point, I really don't care. Just worried about my family, worried about myself. I work at a hospital. I, as you guys know, live in Michigan, the greatest state, greatest city in the world, Detroit. And unfortunately, even if they do shut the entire fucking state down, my stank ass will still have to go to work. The whole thing is very disheartening for me, and it's very irritating because it's like, okay, I do floors. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a nurse's aide. I'm none of that shit. I shine floors. I clean floors. I vacuum. I shampoo carpets. I clean furniture. That's what I do. I'm like, y'all don't need all of us here. Nah, I'm looking. We got a little huddles and little meetings, you know, when you start your shift and shit. First thing I'm looking, it's fucking 15 people. They said avoid groups of 10. These niggas ain't 6 feet apart. What the fuck is going on? Everybody laughing like, ha ha ha. No, I'm dead fucking ass serious. You know, your wife is like, chill out. And, you know, for the most part, I'm not really bugging, but I'm bugging because I know if something happens to me, my job's not going to bend over backwards for me. You know, here in Michigan, and of course, from a lot of other places around the country, there's no school. They cancel school indefinitely or whatever. So a lot of parents, and it's like I tell my wife, I'm blessed I work, my wife does not. So when I'm at work, my wife is home with my children. I feel sorry for, because, you know, most single parents are hell. You got to do parents that work, and they might both work the morning shift because the kids are at school. You know. Then now you fucked because your job's not going to change your shift. Your job's not going to care. My job's like, hey, you know, we understand you got kids in school and shit, but we still going to write your ass up. They don't give a fuck, so why should I give a fuck about them? You know, and it's real messed up because it's like I was telling my man there, what up, Tyrone Draxton, that it's messed up that I have to go to work. Whether this shit is a fucking conspiracy and I hear people dying, or whether it's not. Let's just say this shit is a real serious pandemic as if they're painting it out to be. Nigga, I have to risk my life to go to work. Not because I want to. Not really because I need to. But because the people I have to pay rent and bills to, not so much the people I pay rent to. Because I get that. But the bills and all the other things too. Which I'm sure all the motherfuckers ain't at work. That's why I have to risk my life. Or my health. Or potentially endangering my children. And not just me, anybody. And that's real fucked up. They're not trying to work with you. I can see the motherfuckers at my job with some shit like, hey, we knock all y'all down to part-times. We don't need y'all niggas. You work part-time, we cash you out in the rest of your hours. You work a half a shift, we pay 4 hours. Alright, that's cool. Or something along those lines until this shit get figured out. That would be ill. Motherfuckers ain't trying to do that shit. You know. And that also brings me over to another thing, and it's just funny. I didn't know about, I guess they talk about price gouging or whatever it is, or raising. I didn't know that shit was illegal. I haven't done it. I heard about a white dude who went and spent like, 18 G's on hand sanitizer and shit. Now this motherfucker going to jail, and it's funny to me because everybody's talking about how foul he is and how evil he is. And my thing is, I don't see anything wrong with what he did at all. Not, y'all can take it from here. It's not often you're going to hit maps taken up for white people. But I don't think he did anything wrong. I think what that motherfucker did is the most fucking American thing ever. Really. I mean, a country founded on raping, slavery, and murder. What's more American than having the cure for something that people need and raising the prices of it or not making it free? Personally. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking, what's that, capitalism at its best? I would believe that is. Because, I mean, I don't see anything. I would see something wrong with it if he was a corporation or a company that everyone had to deal with it, go through to get this, and you had no other way to go around it. Then yeah, that's fucked up. He's just one man. I don't care if he's selling them bitches for gold bars. You don't have to buy them from that nigga. I don't see a problem. It's just like if a weed man was like, I'm charging $100 a gram. Don't buy from him. That's all it is. I don't get it. It's like, okay, y'all tripping. Like, I got an iPhone. I know a lot of y'all got an iPhone. Do you think what the fuck you pay for that iPhone is what it's worth? Or what it costs to make said iPhone? Or anything? The equipment I'm recording this shit on now. The fucking chair I'm sitting on. Is any of this shit fucking, you paid for it, what it costs to make it? Chances are no, because the basis of fucking business or economics, you at the very least charge double what it makes for you to make that shit so you can make it again and profit something. At the least. And these people are smart, so ain't no fucking way in the world no iPhone costs $500 something to make. But they charge you $1,000 damn near for that bitch though, right? But that's not the same thing. Xboxes, PlayStations, all this shit. Just like when people bought up all the Switches. When you can't get them, it's out. I charge $400 for a Switch. You don't have to buy it, nigga. Wait and try to get one at Target. I don't see what the problem is. I really don't. And with that, let's move along to this whole thing with the toilet paper and everything. I don't get it. Okay, I'm not even about to get into the whole point how buying toilet paper is stupid. And kudos to my nigga Hannibal Buress, who pointed that out a long time ago. It was the perfect business structure or strategy or whatever. He was like, you make a whole bunch of toilet paper, it don't go bad. He said, don't even matter if you make great toilet paper. Somebody's going to buy that shit. You're going to walk past like, dang, I only got $1. Shit, 3 rolls for $1? I'll fuck with it. He said, you just make it and then you just wait because they'll come to you. And I'll be damned that nigga wasn't right. But yeah, and it's funny to me that everybody's out here talking about, yeah, we got to come together. And what about, look at these old people, they don't have this and that. And then, what America have you been living in? America I've been living in is fuck you, pay me. The same America that knows this is India and still calls Native Americans Indians. That America. The same America that fucking glorified Christopher Columbus, even though they know and everybody's like, fuck that guy. That America. The same America that has massive racism and black people still today dying like hotcakes and being hung. But we're all supposed to look out for you for fucking other. One of us is killed as a black man. I don't see none of y'all motherfuckers tripping. I'm not even talking primarily to white people. I'm saying to everybody. When I got a problem, my people got a problem. Nobody give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
When all these fucking Trump supporters are telling niggas to go home, deport whoever, this and that. But when shit hits the fan, and when I know shit is going good, you don't give a fuck about me.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm supposed to care about you. When shit hits the fan, I don't give a fuck about nobody in general. Hell, I don't give a fuck about nobody in general anyway.
I don't give a fuck.
When shit hits the fan, everybody's a fucking, is a threat to my existence.
I don't give a fuck.
And at that time, I'm supposed to think of you? Psh, hit you with the beatbox. Psh, psh, fuck that. I don't know where that come from. That's crazy. And maybe I'm bugging y'all, but yeah, I mean, America showed me what the fuck they think about me and people who look like me or people who are similar to me. Side note with that, we're seeing white supremacist groups are talking about using coronavirus to use against black people. But I'm supposed to care about other people when half of these motherfuckers were all for a racist president. And I'm not just saying that nigga's racist. All the motherfuckers run for president. It's pretty much the same because you're upholding a fucking evil government. It's a whole nother conversation, man. I'm about to get on you like that right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like I don't know. But hey, we're gonna take a break right here, man. I'm gonna get back to you. We're gonna continue this rant. Alright. Blow it up.
My daddy's podcast is called Hyphenation. It's the world's greatest podcast. Barack Obama approved. On Hyphenation, my daddy talks about all kinds of cool things. And sometimes I'm on the podcast too. Sometimes he has his friend Marcus on. Sometimes he stays up really late and he's tired the next day. But it's worth it. But he loves this podcast and I love his podcast. So I really want you to listen to Hyphenation so Daddy doesn't get sad. He really doesn't get sad though because he has me. Alright, please listen to Hyphenation. Thanks y'all. I love the podcast, so please try to join. But if you know him.
Perfect. Thank you.
Can we hear it now?
A podcast called Fresh. Hey!
We back. A podcast called Fresh. All black. Deku's daddy.
I am here!
Let's get it. Well, continuing the conversation with the whole coronavirus and whatnot. I told y'all last episode my aunt had passed and I was working on trying to get down there. And I'm sure as you guys can guess it, womp womp. I didn't go. I was not able to go. Couldn't travel. And because of the, funeral at the gathering, they had to cancel it. So it was very fucked up. Very fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But it's no but. It's very fucked up. So I was and am bummed about that. I feel bad. It's really messed up. My auntie deserved better than that. We weren't super duper close. Not saying I had any problems with her. I wish I could have been closer. And looking back now, I realize and see she was trying to get closer to me. And I kind of feel guilty about being, real socially awkward because I have a real big aversion to small talk. Like, hey, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I don't mean to be rude to people, and I feel really bad. And I look back and see how I could have maybe been construed or viewed as being rude, and I hope she didn't see it that way. And, just talking to my cousins, my two favorite cousins, shit, they probably, like my favorite people, damn it, but just talking to them, and it just hit me, thinking about it, and I realized that, my aunt had sent for me to come down there like a year or so ago. And then me and my family went to visit again like a year after that. She had a really big house and we could stay in it and stuff. And she told me to come visit her. And I did, I pay what I can, blah, blah. I want to see them babies. This is before my son was born. I had just had my second youngest, Zira, who I named after my grandmother who had just passed. And it was funny because the whole time we was there, Zira didn't want to be touched by nobody. She screamed at everybody. You tried to pick her up, she screamed. You walked past, she looked at you and screamed. And she had a walker and she'd chase you and scream. So I felt really bad about that because, my aunt was cool. And at that time, she was sick, And I didn't know how to interact or say stuff. So I tried to make sure she knew I was thankful and I loved her. But I don't know. Again, like I tell you, I got a weird way of viewing shit. So I'm not about to be repeating that shit again. But this whole thing just made me, just left a really bad taste in my mouth and just looking at my family. And like I just said about my aunt, I have an aunt in the state here. And I have two uncles on my mom's side who live in the same city as me. My aunt lives in another city in the same state. My cousin Landa and my aunt who just passed both live in Georgia. My aunt saw all of my kids except my son who was born 5 months ago. That's right, y'all. Deku was 5 months. And my cousin Landa flew up here to be here the day Deku was born. Well, what was it? Yeah, the day he was born, she was up here. And, well, no, he came early, so like a couple of days afterward, it all worked out. But yeah, she flew up here. My cousin Landa, has seen all of my children, with each one of them being born. If she could, she was there when they were born, around the time they were born, or something like that. Or she always made sure she sent something, and it just kind of made me, as wife would say, feel a certain kind of way. Just, my aunt came up here when my second oldest was born, But I got 2 uncles here. They don't come see me, you know. And one of them, I know that nigga don't give a fuck about me. Like, I know he don't. So it's cool. I'm cool with that. I know that nigga don't give a fuck if I live or die. I don't take it personally because the nigga don't. You know. It's nothing personal. But just the whole thing with the family, and it just got me pissed because I'm looking at this shit and like, oh, you know, I was more sad. Well, I'm also sad my aunt died, but I was also sad that it was like, I know with her death, the family wasn't coming together again. And this funeral near the double hearse because it's not a funeral, so niggas will never come together again, more than likely until another one of us die. Then, you know, the people who talk about one of my uncles wasn't going to make it. And, you know, it's just weird how people are with travel. Just everybody's hangups. We all got hangups. You know, I'm no better. But, you know, and it just made me think, it is like, I just, you know, I know if you're not going to go to your sister's funeral or if your mama or whoever like close to you like that, nigga, you ain't coming to my funeral. You know, and that kind of make you like, dang, man, these niggas used to watch me grow up, you know, and taught me shit and gave me life lessons, you know, and now it's like, I text one of my uncles or somebody like that, niggas don't hit me back. And we got this big group chat and it's just whack to me and it's fake to me, you know. Because just like when, you know, I don't really, that's why I don't like family get-togethers a lot, because a lot of it is fake because most motherfuckers don't keep in touch. So it's like a whole bunch of motherfuckers be like, oh shit, I missed you even though we ain't never talked in 5 years. Yeah, I love you. But it's like, nigga, that's fake. You know what I'm saying? And I get it and I take it for what it is. And it's like, if it's just, hey, you know, we ain't close like that, that's cool. I get it. You know? But it's like for me, I feel like for me, I was the only person when my grandma was on some, you know, Florida Evans shit. You know, when times get hard, when I'm not here, y'all got to come together like a fist. You know, telling me if they beat up, if your cousin get in a fight, they better have beat the fuck out of you. All right. You know, I was the nigga who stood by. I still stand by this shit. When my grandma died, fuck it, I'm naming my daughter after her. Ain't nobody else do that shit but me. Am I saying pat me on the back? No. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's what I think. That's what love is. You know, and I said it before. I couldn't do nothing for her. She used to give me everything, food, and I didn't want much. So I give her immortality. I'll make it so we never have to stop saying her name. But it's just, I just get disappointed when I look at shit and I realize that, nigga, how cliquey families can be. And it's like, I look at it like, nigga, ain't we all working towards the same common goal as the family? We all better ourselves and help each other. And this is how the whole thing comes together because we're all part of something bigger than us, like a fucking anthill, a colony of ants. You know what I'm saying? It's to see shit get so fucked up when a couple of people die. Niggas quit coming together. Then me, with my analytical ass, got me thinking, is it niggas just didn't love each other? That you loved grandma and my auntie this much to come together? Niggas got all these problems and this shit is weird to me. I grew up the only child. You know? So, I used to wish I had siblings. So, and I used to think that was the illest shit ever. Like, hey, this is an in-house best friend. Oh, cool. What do you got in common? Nigga, who are your 2 favorite people in the world? My mom and dad. 2 things. What's that? 1, they're mine's too. Second of all, my favorite people too. And guess what? What? You get cut or need blood or organ? Nigga, I got you. Sweet. I thought that shit was the illest shit ever. I never had it. And it's just crazy to think that all my aunts and uncles, everybody got these fucking petty hoe ass problems. But when niggas die, the same niggas you got problems with, when that nigga die, you be sobbing like a bitch. I don't get it. It's like I was telling my wife, you know, I understand hate. I understand love. That in between that shit, I don't get.
Does not compute.
Either you want to kill me or you want to help me. Anything between that, I don't know what the fuck I need it for. What is the purpose? You know? And it's so easy. I just want to say fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to nobody and shit. But I made my boy promise. I made Jabari a promise. So I'm going to keep it. So I'm not going to try. And I originally had every intent on here just to get on here and just to spaz and get angry. And it's so funny. It just hit me now. I made him a promise and I'm going to keep it. But, you know, I just feel with the whole thing, and it's like with me, I got my ass whooped growing up. My old man used to whoop my ass, and check this time real quick. You know what I'm saying? And like, I never knew it. I never do that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, while I was with my ex, I fucking spazzed on her ass. We was having a conversation, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, because everybody knows sometimes you got a line and your dad got to fucking strip you and beat you with an extension cord. Nigga was like, what? Yeah, in the basement. Nah, nigga. Right? At all? Like, nobody but me? Come on, man. Come on, Ty. I know you had that. Like, nigga, my mama done punched me in the face. I ain't never had that shit. I'm like, oh. So I'm back in the back seat trying to think of a joke. Like, yeah, because, my feelings is hurt. I don't know what feeling to go to next. Then at the time, my girlfriend was like, it's okay, baby. It's not your fault you were abused. It's like a Dave Chappelle skit.
No, I won't settle down. Not this time.
What, bitch? Oh, spaz to the rest. Anyway, I say all that shit to say this. That because of what I went through, I'm happy what I went through because when my kids, I know definitely what not to do. Talking to my cousin Mel, him dealing with bitches, shit this nigga has told me. I've avoided so much shit from this nigga's advice and experience and stories this nigga has told me and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel with my kids, I tell them shit that's happened to me. I tell them things I've learned. I tell them shit that I fucked up on and be real about it. So you can learn from my mistakes. My goal is when you get out into the world, nigga, you are starting off where I am now mentally. Like, I want to download my mind into you. You keep yourself, but just all my experience on some Matrix shit. So, nigga, you going on the better version of me, the best, and then add that to the fucking family structure. Everybody's doing that shit to the fucking next generation. We're all putting ourselves, what we know, into the next generation. So, like, they would do that to me and my cousins, then we do that to our kids, and they do that. So, like, each generation is fucking better. That's what I thought this whole fucking thing is for. I learned about how not to do all these different kind of drugs and shit from talking to certain people, my mom, and people who kept it real with me. Hey, niggas, alcoholism in our family. Hey, boy, you got an addictive nature. How you know? Because we all do. You ever had something you really didn't care about, but you couldn't stop looking for? Like, yeah, that's you get that from us. Like, oh, didn't know that. Find out, nigga, diabetes running your family. Really?
Diabetes.
And I just, got mad. And it's just, I just feel like it's the previous generation. For a lot, I'm not saying everybody, just a lot of families and stuff. It's like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Even when I see my little cousins, I try to drop random knowledge on these niggas, jewels. Introduce them to different shit that they may not know about, just so I could try to stimulate your mind. Give you some little flavor, something to make, add something to you. You take that shit and run with it. God, I didn't think about writing rhymes and shit. My cousin put me up on that shit. Hell, when I was little, I didn't think I could draw till I saw my cousin Mel draw. I never thought I couldn't. I just saw Mel could do it. He's my cousin. I can do it. Fuck it. And I just did. Wasn't later on in life I found out you were just lucky you could have the talent to draw. But yeah, I'm not going to keep riffing on that because I can go forever. We're going to take a break and get back to meat and potatoes. So to speak, it is. It's a podcast called Fresh. It's your boy Maps. Blowed up.
What's good? My name's Quentin, and I'm the newest sponsor of a podcast called Fresh. I'm sure you're asking yourself, what did this brother do? I'm glad you're thinking that. I reduce the stress as well as provide good mental health to the community. That's right. Your boy Q sells medical cannabis. And before you go judging, we live in Detroit, so it's legal here. I got Kush, OG, OG Kush, Diesel, Diesel Kush, Undertaker, Undertaker Kush, even some of that HBK too. We got that Trump Kush. That shit smells good, but smokes like Reggie's. We got that Pokemon Kush for you niggas playing Sword and Shield. I even got the rare shiny Pokemon Kush too. So hit me up on Facebook or get my number from Miles. Thanks for your time. I'm Quentin.
We do it for the culture and not for the vultures. It's a podcast called Fresh.
Yo, what up? APCF. Like DJ Khaled, we the best. Anyway, yo, before I forget, probably gonna hopefully see what this nigga Handsome Payton is talking about. But I was supposed to have said something to him for Black History Month. For my Black History Moment or something like that. So I'm gonna do it here, and then I'm gonna send it to him. Hopefully he puts it on his. Maybe he won't, because niggas don't, niggas be hating. So I'm gonna say it now. One of my proudest personal Black History moments. I think I had to been like maybe 8, maybe 9. My dad had got me, he had surprised me because he'd be at work when I got up in the morning. And he had a note and some tickets on the table. He said, yeah, I was in the bathroom and I came out and this white dude bumped into me and I was like, hey, watch out, dog. I don't play that junk. And he said, oh, I don't want no problem, brother. Here, take these tickets. And then the guy's name was Hulk. So it was tickets to Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair at a steel cage match. Now, this is every time I tell the story is funny because I feel old because this is back when they had the blue steel cages. Most of y'all look like, what the fuck? Look back, it's the old school blue joints. Yeah. So anyway, my dad took me. This is the first wrestling event I ever went to. I think about it, the only wrestling event I ever been to. With that is because I don't ever really want to go live. Times I was going to go live, something happened, but for the most part, I just can't suspend my belief or disbelief enough in person. Like once I see the cameras and shit, I couldn't do it. Like it's hard enough. And with that, I don't know if y'all, with this coronavirus and shit, y'all keeping up with this shit. How they got, wrestling in empty rings. I can't do that shit. It just looks like angry practicing. But anyway, so we go to the match. And, I think it's at the old Joe Lou Arena. And so we get there and I'm so fucking proud of my old man. This is before I knew the nigga had flaws. He was fucking invincible, working fucking 30 hours a day, every day. And I hardly ever saw the old man. He was working that much. So, nigga, I was on fucking top of the world. I was fucking standing on the top. On the top, looking down, bitch. That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? With my old man. He got me tickets at this time. I was so dumb, I thought he actually scared Hulk Hogan into giving him the tickets. So, yeah, I really believe that shit. So, anyway, we go to the match and we watching it. And it's this whole thing with Ric Flair. And basically, it was this angle they had with like, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Yeah, this shit is fucking old. Was like turned heel and was gonna like snuff Hulk Hogan and some shit. He was this masked man. So anyway, we're watching the match and I can't see because I am short. So my dad tells me to what did he tell me? To stand up. He said, go stand on in the a little between the rows. Stand up. Watch it. So I can do that? Pay good money, boy, hell yeah. Alright, cool. Hulk Hogan gave it to you, but whatever. So I'm standing there, and there's this fat white dude behind me, like, hey, sit down, kid. And I'm like, oh shit, a white man said something and yelled it. It's gotta be serious. So I'm about to go sit down. Boy, dad said, hey, boy, sit right there, don't you move. But that white man, who your daddy? You are. Don't you move, you sit there and you watch. Hey, sit down, kid, sit down. Hey. And he just yelling at me, and my dad said, don't you move. You stand right there. That man if he doing, I got you. All right. And that man was so mad. His face was turning red, and my daddy like, hey, shut up. My boy watching that match. You stand up and you watch him. You watch if he in your way. At the point I was like, fuck, literally I was like 7, 8, you know what I'm saying? So maybe 8, 9. But that was one of my proudest moments, that my father stood up to the tyranny of one random white man to protect my right to watch 2 white men fight in a cage for my amusement. Think my ancestors look down and smile on that. Pretty sure it's the kind of way I could tie a racist Hulk Hogan joke into this, but I don't give a fuck too.
I don't give a fuck.
But yeah, that was one of my proudest moments in my life. And yeah, Sorry it was late, but that's that. Segue to this, another subject I was talking to people about in this Facebook, I think it was the Blurred Core Facebook group I'm in. It's pretty cool. I was just talking to them about how, like, it came down and we were talking about Miss Marvel and shit. And I'm just saying to people how I just don't get, I'm not knocking people like this. Nigga, we like 40-year-old men. And I'm not saying you shouldn't read it. I'm trying to understand the interest that you have in reading this title. What brings you in? Because, like, it would be a labor for me to read this. I don't say that as trying to knock you or say you're beneath me or nothing. I'm trying to understand. Just like I used to never understand screw music. My man had to, like, bang me over the head with that shit. And one day he got me really fucked up and I was playing that shit. And I was like, oh my God, this is the illest shit fucking ever. He's like, now you get it. I'm like, yes, I do. I jam that shit on the regular. You know what I'm saying? What it do? Anyway. But yeah, I was just talking about that. And it's just, we had a conversation. I just said a lot of shit just doesn't move me. I don't see how you niggas find this shit interesting. So we was talking. And I found out some interesting shit. Like this one dude was just saying he just takes things as they are. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Like I read something and my mind automatically goes to, this is probably about to happen. Or they're most likely going to do this. Or it's working probably towards that. I can't help it. He's like, I don't do that. I just take it for what it is. Another dude was talking about like how I'll just read it just because it's black, And we talked about that before. But I just thought that was interesting, like how it's really hard for me. And I was talking to Bubby. We was talking about, Queen and Slim. And then we had watched Us, and we just thought they were just both very disappointing movies. It's just a little bit of consistent logic is all I'm asking for. Maybe I'm the only person who think like, really, nigga, you're just gonna empty the whole clip on Superman. Oh, now you're gonna throw the gun because the bullets didn't work. So obviously, hey, what the hell? Throw the gun, right? Yeah. So what are the odds? Maybe hit him in the eye. But that's just me. I thought that was interesting or whatever. So, but yeah, I don't know. And I don't know if, of course, guys, hit me up a podcast called fresh@gmail.com. Podcast called fresh at facebook.com. Also on Instagram. I think, Amadeus Miles on Twitter. Let me know what you think, Is it just me or just, cause it's like, I don't know. And I don't want to make everything kill, murder. Because I'm a grown man and it's gotta be what it's like. All right. I remember the first time I read Identity Crisis. Oh man, it just blew my mind because it tied up so many tropes and things that I didn't even realize I was just glossing over. Like when they find out the hero's identity. Then the next episode, a couple of issues that they never fucking talk about that shit again. And I was like, that is a good fucking point. And how they had the whole thing like, nigga, do you think they just forget? We make these niggas forget. We mind wipe their ass. You think we can fight crime forever? They don't never mess around and find our identity? I was like, damn, that's real. It brought a whole nother thing than me even thinking about. Then how like, just how that whole, and y'all should read that, Identity Crisis. Dope. Trade paperback. Check it out. Go buy it. Buy 2. But it's like stuff like that. Or it's like, I'm reading Full Metal Alchemist and I got an idea where it's going to go, but I don't know how. And again, to pull back further is to, the whole don't have to be kill, murder. I've been finding out with a lot of games I've been playing. I've been enjoying the fuck out of my Switch. I've had more fun playing Pokemon and ironically Animal Crossing, a new one, New Horizon. Plug. I've been enjoying the fuck out of it. I get fucked up and play. It's a good, wholesome fun. That's good, just to, to get my mind away. And when I'm feeling depressed, as whack as it is, I don't feel like killing shit. Sometimes. It's cool just to be like, what are you about to do? I'm about to, plant some trees and fucking, get some seashells and shit. Oh, man. But I don't know. But I guess what? We're gonna take it to break here. I feel like I'm doing that shit like every 5 fucking minutes. I don't know. But they saying take a break here. So we're going to come back. And then we're going to have a tail end of this episode. I'm your boy Miles. I'm Amadeus Prower, a.k.a. All Black. This is a podcast called Fresh, part of the Hyphen Podcast Group. Sincerely, thank you for listening. This is not pandering. I fucking mean that shit. Thank you. And of course, yes, I know it's, was it Promare or Promare? Whatever it is, that fucking doc. I didn't even know she was on the episode. She hacked that shit. I didn't find out about that shit till y'all found out about that shit. And it's Ginning, not Jenning. I know. I've been catching shit for it. Podcast called Fresh. We'll be back, y'all. Blow it up.
My name is Miles Amadeus Prower. I have what I believe is a pretty cool podcast that you probably never heard of. I Black Man Podcast is a view of a white world seen with the aid of a black light and a little humor to help you cope. So check out the I Black Man Podcast on iTunes and anywhere you listen to podcasts.
This is the
I Black Man Podcast. Offensively black.
No kitty's my pot pan. It's a podcast called Fresh.
Hey, yo. It's a podcast called Fresh. Bitch. Your boy Maps is in here. A little bit buzz. We'll be knocking this out. Alright, so we at the part most of y'all come here for. The reviews. So let's get straight to it. Our first review is a comic called Stealth, issue 1 by Image Comics. It is written by, I think, Costa, and I guess it's a little bit just say it's done by Costa, Belgarde, and Bonvillain, or Bonvillain. I don't know. I'm probably butchering it, but yeah. So I peeped it because I seen the cover and it said Detroit, and I just saw a superhero dude, and I was just like, so. Anyway, straight off the top, I like the first little page. It showed a little skyline of the city and a little text that got at the top, a little, it says Detroit mocks all attempts to save itself, which I think is pretty poetic, especially right now. So, today's date is, screw this serious shit, pardon me. Today's date is the 23rd of March, just a couple hours ago. Whole bunch of coonery and buffoonery in the city of Detroit. Maybe it was yesterday. I'm not sure when it was. I want to say it was today. People, Facebook Lived a fucking fight. All these people met up in this area during this fucking epidemic, pandemic, whatever it is, and fought. Sooner or later, there was another live of a whole bunch of people out in Detroit. Just like 40 cars almost, just doing donuts in the middle of the street for no reason. Stuff like that comes to mind. But, yeah, it hurt my feelings, the first page. It also made me laugh, but I thought, it was kind of cool, They, one of the first scenes, I thought it was kind of cool. They got Stealth, I guess the superhero. He's saving, I guess, a guy who's getting robbed at a store. I guess it's like maybe a cleaner or something like that. And I like the fact that, why he's whooping this dude's ass, because pretty much from what I'm seeing, Stealth is like some kind of like a black Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? So while he's whooping the dude's ass, he like takes him and throws him through a huge storefront window. You know what I'm saying? Glass window. And I think it was dope that the store owner was like, dude, repairing that window is more than the money he just stole out of my cash register. Why did you do that? And I always thought that shit was interesting because it's like people fight crime and shit, but no one ever thinks about no insurance covers that shit. Yeah, we just take that out of your vigilante fee. I always thought that was pretty cool. I also think another thing that was pretty cool with this comic, there's not a lot to say about it, and I apologize for that because it's just one issue and it's really short. It's not even that much for me even to go in and try to deep dive on or anything of that nature. But the premise is pretty cool. The superhero has dementia. So that's something interesting. And it's kind of, I'm not going to say near and dear to me because, dementia's not near and dear to anyone. My grandmother, she had dementia. So, it's kind of interesting to me. I'm not saying I'm touchy. It's just, interesting to me. So that's a whole cool premise in itself. Totally a fresh take. I haven't heard anything about that before. And it ends with, of course, y'all know how we do spoilers. It ends with him fighting, some people. And it's funny because it's dated as hell. Like, where's Reagan? What have you done with the president? And at the end, he finds out he's been whooping the dog shit out of his son. Who, a grown man. But he's whooping the shit out of his son. He's like, oh, the aliens will come and fix me, It was a pretty cool comic. The art, I would give it out of a 5. I'd give it like 3. I'd give it 3 out of 5. I really don't even want. I don't want to grade this comic because it's just the first issue. That's not really fair. So I'm gonna just say, will I come back and will I check this out? Yes. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna come back, check this one out. Moving right along, we have Falcon and Winter Soldier #1. This one is written by Derek Landy. The artist is Federico Vincentini. The color artist is Matt Miller. The letterer is VC's Joe Camaragna. There we go. Yeah, graphic designer is Carlos Ladd. Assistant editor, Shannon Andrew Ballestistros. I'm butchering your name and I'm sorry. Editor is Alana Smith and editor-in-chief is C.B. Sebuliski. Sure, I butchered that too. But I wanted to give you guys your props. This comic is pretty cool. Not too much. I can probably judge it more so on the history of the two characters and stuff, so I can do a little more of a deeper dive with this than I could the prior one. First off the bat, I don't know why I can't prove it or explain why I find it so very fitting that Bucky lives in Indiana. I don't know why. It just seems right to me and fitting. With that said, Midwest, what up? As we go on. I said it first, man, and I say it again. I'm guessing this is what they doing with this whole thing they got going forward with Falcon and Winter Soldier is the buddy cop. With the buddy cop is they friends, but they not really friends. You know what I mean? But it's like they friends, but you see what I'm saying. I like it. I like the art. I like, it's just, it's good. I'm not saying it's great, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about, it's just, for me, it's weird. I like Falcon. I think he's a cool guy. I'm not too thrilled with the character in general, other than the fact that Cap fucks with him. And I'm not just saying that to say, the white guy validates the black guy. Nah. You know what I'm saying? It's just that nigga's powers and shit. It's just nothing ill to me. Like when a nigga became Cap. I mean, I get the fact the nigga kept the wings, but I fucks with the character. You know what I'm saying? But his new uniform, I don't know how I feel about it. And I guess it's just, I don't know. I've never really been a fan of his uniforms ever, But maybe that's just him, and it's just some people you just don't like they shit. And it's not, you can't love everything about it. But I will say this though, his outfit, his uniform makes sense. So basic story of this is like, I guess, some people like, I guess Bucky's where also I think it's funny that they pointed out that Bucky is getting extorted by the American government. That they're saying for all the shit that nigga did while he was the Winter Soldier, he has to do work for them to pay off that shit. So I guess like the people he works with, his handlers or whatever like that, they got wiped the fuck out. So then they come to his house. They trying to take him out. He fights off, beats everybody out, chases his punk ass cat, and escapes. Ironically, Falcon is going through some shit of his own. One of his people is missing. They're tied. Whatever they're doing ties back to cross his paths. Goes to this office. Everybody's fucking dead.
He's dead.
They try to figure out what happens. They go to, I guess, somebody who works there that my man Bucky knows. Long story short, some shit happens. This is a pretty cool introduction of this character called The Natural. I think he's cool. A little bit of potential. But, it's too early to tell. It's just, to me, you know what I'm saying? The Natural is somebody I'm hoping they do more with. And it's somebody you could develop over time, you know what I'm saying? A lot of potential. He's kind of like a brother blood kind of cat, you know what I'm saying? But he just, he straight whooped their ass. And also I think it was funny that after thoroughly whooping their ass and finding out that this dude, The Natural, was the one, he's a teen, like a young teen kid who killed all these people. Bucky was the first one to start fighting to kill. I thought that was funny. That was about it. It's not, again, first issue. Not a lot to go on. I admit that I do want to see how the story plays out, but I'm probably going to give it a few months and then come back and just binge it. It's not enough to make me go, ooh. But it's interesting, Check it out, definitely, if not just for fucking Falcon. So, anyway, we get into... Oh, man, I can't say fuck. First of all, shout out to my man, what's his name, on Facebook, Duran Flood. I believe his name is. Shout out to this brother. He put me up on Nighthawk. I did not know who the fuck Nighthawk was. Fuck everybody who I know who even knew anything about this shit. It didn't fucking tell me. Dog. Man, this shit is dope. And this, I reviewed Nighthawk Hate Makes Hate. Straight paperback. It's written by David F. Walker, who also is writing another comic that I'm going to try to review, Bitterroot. Popping right now. A lot of people are liking it. I got to see what they talking about. But writer, David F. Walker. Colorist, Tamara Bonvillain. Letterers, VC's Joe Camaranga and Travis Lanham. Assistant editor, Christina Harrington. Editor, Katie Kubert. Senior editor, Mark Panicia. We're going to roll with that. All right. Now, again, one more time, shout out to my man for putting me up on this.
You're my boy, Blue!
Man, I was pulled in from page 1. I'm just pissed I didn't know anything about this. So anyway, I guess Nighthawk is from another Earth, another dimension or something. And it's dope. And it's weird and I feel sorry that as soon as I see him, I think Court of Owls. He looks like Talon. You know what I'm saying? Straight up the whole album. And that's probably why I didn't read it when it was out. Now I think about it. Because he looked like Talon. You know, and I didn't know he was black. So this dude is like a black Batman. I fucks with him. You know. But other than that, you know, I love this comic. I love this trade paperback. I love this character. I mean, the first couple pages, man, he beats up a cell of terrorist, meth-dealing white supremacists. Then blows up the warehouse of meth and guns. Oh, it's just so dope. It's like when I talk about shit that gets me, even though, like I say, it's so easy for my mind to quickly go to this nigga, it's just another Batman or a Talon. But it's dope and I can relate to him. He's a superhero. Not even that. He's more of a vigilante. No superhero to him. Straight vigilante. In Chicago, no less. You know what I'm saying? And I like how they have this one page and it's 6 panels. You know what I'm saying? And it shows like the physical and mental, you know, consequence. It just shows how he's going through it. And I think it's a real thing and it's dope. Also with a black man, it shows, you know, how like they show the nigga in the shower, you know, and they show the scars and stuff on him. And like one scene is him in the shower and you can tell his mind is just hurt. The stress from doing what he does. You know what I'm saying? Then the next scene is him stomping the dog shit out of a white supremacist with a fucking Confederate flag in the background. The next scene is him, you know, and it's like, you can tell he does it, but the nigga's mind, and it is dope. I thought that was a realistic thing. One thing I didn't like about this, but I get it. He got the drop on people got the drop on him a little bit too much for my taste, but I also get it. And then to be fair, niggas be getting the drop on Batman on some bullshit too. You know what I'm saying? The bad Joker will come up and hit the nigga with a fucking bag with a wrench in it. So I get it, you know. But other than that, besides the fact I think they discontinued this shit, no complaints. None at all. But I think my man's name is, Nighthawk's name is, I believe, Raymond Kane. He's a rich businessman competing to buy killing fields in Chicago in hopes of restoring it. You know what I'm saying? Into something better. Which I think is ill as hell. Who does that? You know, and you can tell a brother wrote this. You know what I'm saying? White people ain't gonna be doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, so he has his own oracle, Nighthawk does. His thing is dope. He rides around on like a fucking, you know, like how Green Goblin has his glider. It's just like that, but his has like an owl in the front of it. And that's another problem. I mean, not a problem. If I had to nitpick, I wish he had something more originally his own. I'm cool with the glider. It just looks too close to the Green Goblin glider. But I guess it being in Marvel, anything of that nature would probably be called back to the Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin or the Demo Goblin or the Red Goblin, you know. But other than that, I just love it. He's got his own little oracle. It's a black lady. You know, I kind of wish, I mean, I guess it sounds sexist as fuck. I wish they kind of draw her to look, but I want to say look better or cuter, but I mean, everybody don't look fucking visually appealing, and, you know, she is what she is. I'm not mad about it. I just think her look just goes from kind of, all right, being kind of, you know, not exactly super girly to just, you know, but I don't know, different artists. But anyway, I think her character is really ill. I'm not exactly sure how they met. But from what I'm understanding, she was a criminal at one point. Now she works for him, and he's got her going on the straight and or narrow. So yeah, and she pops shit to him. So basically, she's his Robin, but she's just not on the field with him. You know what I'm saying? And it's messed up that I'm going to be doing mad Batman comparisons because, I mean, no matter who has this character type, it's the Batman character type. We could talk about fucking Green Arrow, and it's pretty much Batman with Hawkeye upgrade. But his Oracle is named Tilda. I love her. She's really cool. They really need to make a movie with this. I know Marvel's hoping they want to use Michael B. Jordan. Have him be Nighthawk. Dog, have him be Nighthawk. And in the perfect world, we could get a time machine, a young Jada Pinkett to play Tilda. Oh my God. That shit would be bananas, son. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, did I already say Nighthawk works in Chicago? I did, right? Yeah, I know I did. Oh man, this comic has so many dope visuals. They have one with my man, Nighthawk. First of all, I love it. He's fucking killing cops. Whole comic. Crooked cops. Crooked cop after crooked cop. Nigga find people. He not even trying to bring people in. He's just murking their ass. It's like a black Punisher. I love it. They got one scene where he's like on the top of this van. These people are driving the van. They trying to get away. He harpoons this dude from the outside of the van, straight through the gut, brings him up. So the scene is like of Nighthawk on the top of the van. The side is cut out so you can see them inside. You know, it's like kind of see through the van, you know, X-ray kind of. But it's so dope because they're freaking out like, oh man, what are we going to do? It just looks dope. I mean, the blood is kind of pinkish. I guess they didn't want to make it super graphic, but I get it. I'll take what I can get. Again, I can't say this just, man, this really should be a movie. I mean, you could put it in today and just how things is going, man. You could have him fucking with the fucking Trump supporters and all that shit, but I guess they probably ain't gonna do that shit because, you know, how they do the movies now and shit. But another thing I thought was interesting, I thought was really funny and stood out, they have a page where the good cop is spying on the bad cop, and the bad cop is talking to like the person he works for, and the whole conversation they giving out prime information. He's like, yeah, I think the good cop's on to me. Well, you need to kill that motherfucker. Yeah. Da, 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 da. So they say all this shit and they part and they walk away, and they don't know the good cop is far away watching them. And then like the last part of the page, you know, it's a good cop going, I really should learn how to read lips. It's funny because they just talked about killing him and agreed on it. And he had no idea. He just know they met up. Another thing I really enjoy, the writing, just how people talk. It's real original to me. I like how, you know, Nighthawk, of course, he's the silent, strong type. I get it. You know, and again, it's just the whole Batman thing. Or I guess you can go with how Wolverine is at times. It's a strong, silent type, you know. But I don't know. Maybe I'm biased, but it just works. It's just very organic writing. It just, you can but you can picture and hear these people's voices in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, of course. I love how pro-black this comic is, but it doesn't really come off as preachy. And even like how, you know, he drops knowledge, and he's, you know, because like one of the villains is a black guy. He's a black serial killer, and he's killing all these people who profit off of black people suffering. And he's torturing them, and he's doing all this stuff. And then it's showing how, you know, the police are crooked and how the police are protecting the other crooked police. And it just shows a lot of this shit, but it's not super duper preachy. It doesn't have like, oh man, they killed Reverend Cartwright. He was just only trying to organize the basketball game. You know, it was just real. Kept it serious. I liked the tone. It didn't get preachy. They had a part when my man Nighthawk came down, stopped these two gangs from fighting. And it was dope as hell. Like, he said, listen to me, all of you. You're killing each other over land you don't own. You're dying in someone else's war. They want you to kill each other. Stop doing it. Stop giving them their victory for your blood. Another thing I think is dope, the relationship between Tilda and Nighthawk, because she don't give a fuck. She say whatever she want to him. She said, boss, I gotta tell you, I got love for you. Not the sexual kind, because honestly, you repulse me in many ways. But right now, I got love for you. I thought that shit was real. You know, as mean as he is, and he's like, he don't take shit from nobody. You know, he on some Black Dynamite shit, you know, but the nigga loves his people. I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Side note, I know a lot of people who would say The irony of me saying that nigga loves his people. But he do. You get it. If you don't, you don't. Sorry I offend you. Sleep deprived and buzzed. So, yeah. If you got any problems, hit up my man Kel Conley. He vouches for everything I say. Fuck flat earthers. You guys can take that up with him too. Only him, though. Don't bring me that shit. Moving on. But yeah, instantly top 10 of all time characters. I fucking love this shit. And then just the end when he finds the guy who's been doing this shit, this rat bastard, who's just been, this white guy who's been doing all this shit, and you think it's gonna be because he's like after the serial killer found him, he fucks him up. Nighthawk gets there, does what he has to do. So after he does everything to do, it's like, help me, blah, blah, blah. I know you're going to take me to jail. And I think this shit is so dope, but I'm spoiling it. I don't give a fuck. Oh, man, Nighthawk takes his mask off, sits down, and was like, nah, I'm not going to take you to the police. I'm not going to help you. He said, help me, please. I'm just here to watch you die. And he sits there and watches him die. That is the illest shit ever. Oh my God, I love this shit, dog. It may not be the best storyline ever, but definitely one of my favorites all time. I am seriously personally pissed that no one has ever told me about this shit. David F. Walker, you are the fucking man. This is ill. I don't know why this shit didn't go on. I need to find out. Yo, I'm going to read all of this shit that I can. I heard that they redid this shit and had another Nighthawk or a white Nighthawk. I don't know what it is, but this motherfucker I fucks with. Go out and buy the trade paperback. All this shit if you can find it. I gotta see if I can get me a fucking Nighthawk shirt made. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I'm gonna leave it at this. It was a pleasure. I was definitely reviewing this comic. I love it. It was, I almost wanted to read it twice before I reviewed it. Thank y'all for listening. Of course, always, please like and subscribe. A podcast called Fresh. It's your favorite platform. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, anywhere where podcasts are casted. You can find a podcast called Fresh. You can go to -podcastgroup.com. We're also there. You can check out episodes and stuff like that. We have the Facebook group, podcast called Fresh. Also, the Facebook group, -podcast group, where you find the collective of all of us doing what we do and talking shit and sharing and all of that. So you may like me and you may go there and find you like something else. You know what I'm saying? A lot of podcasts there, not as good as mine, but there's a lot of podcasts there, a lot of good podcasts. So go there and check it out. We also, podcast called Fresh on Instagram, podcast called Fresh. No. Yeah, podcast called Fresh on YouTube. And I think it's Miles Amadeus on Twitter. And again, podcast called Fresh at gmail.com. Thank y'all for listening. As always, remember, especially in times like now when you are quarantined, you're scared. Media got you bugging. You don't know what's going to happen. Hey, read a book, a novel, a manga, watch an anime, play Animal Crossing New Horizon like I do, or Pokemon Sword and or Shield. Thank y'all for the review for that. Side note, somebody just traded me a fucking G-Max shiny Bulbasaur. That's what's up with that shit. But anyway, my name is Miles Amadeus Prower. Also, I am Deku's dad. And this is a podcast called Fresh. Thank y'all for listening. Blurred up. Peace.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. This has been a Hyphen Podcast Network production. They're the bestest. I'm getting paid at exposure. Bye-bye.